I say this every year, I want to read more books. I am horrendous at reading books. Last year I read a grand total of 4 books, and I do kind of blame my A-levels for that and stuff, because I do a lot of I have no excuse now because I don't do as much reading in my A-levels like I used to, but when I first started A-levels I did so much reading. I did history and geography and I did so much reading in it, and it was just too much. And so I never actually then read novels and stuff. Then I stopped reading, and I love reading. I absolutely love reading, and I don't read enough. And like I said, last year I read 4 books, which is atrocious, absolutely atrocious, because I kind of lost passion for it. But then I read a good book and I love it again, but then because I've finished that book I stop and I don't pick up another one to try and read. But I am changing that this year. I know I said that last year, but I am changing that. I am going to read 12 books this year. I really want to read 12 books. So I thought I would show you some of the books that I possibly want to read in 2018. I did a video like this last year, and if you watched last year's one, it's probably going to be very similar, and similar books are going to be shown in it because I didn't read all of them last year. I'm going to show more than 12, but my goal is 12, but I'm going to show a few more than 12 because I want to. Let's just crack on, because there's a lot of books that I want to show you. So the first book that I am reading this year, I've already got a little way through it, is Dodie's Secrets for the Mad. I am like not very far through. The green is my bookmark, and I'm not very far through. I think I'm on like page 66 or something like that. And yeah, it's alright. I quite like it. I love the cover and I love the drawings inside of this. Kind of like about Dodie's life and everything. And it's got pictures and like doodles and stuff. And I do quite like that. But yeah, I'm not that far through it, so I can't really judge it. But that is a book I want to read this year. I want to finish that this month, really, and have my first book of 2018 done. Oh my god. You'd have thought we're 2 weeks into 2018 and I still can't remember what the year is. But yeah, this is the book I'm currently reading and I want to continue reading. Last year I read 2 of Carrie Fletcher's books. I read All I Know Now and I also read On the Other Side, and I really enjoyed both of those. So I knew that I had to get her 3rd book, which was All That She Can See, and I am so looking forward to reading this. I loved both of her other books. I read them so quickly and I am super excited to read this one. This is probably going to be one of the next books I read because I'm just so excited. I love her writing. I think she's so good. When I first bought this, I thought it was a continuation of On the Other Side, but after reading On the Other Side and the blurb of this, not the same at all. But because they've got quite similar covers, I just assumed that they were like a series. They're not. But I'm so excited to read this. I love Carrie's books and I'm totally going to be buying her next one about musical theatre when that comes out in the summer. And I'm totally going to be reading that one. So I guess you could say that was number 3 on the list, even though I don't physically have that and it's not out yet. But I really want to read that along with this. Oh, I just love her writing and I love her covers. And I love it when you take her the paper bit off her hardback. There's always like an illustration on the actual book itself. So you've got girl on the front and also who's on the spine, and then you've got on the spine the girl and All That She Can See, and then you've got on the back you've got the hopeful logo. I really like that. I love how much detail that she and her publishers put into her books. I think it's so awesome. I think she's probably one of my favourite authors that I've read. I love her YouTube videos, I love her books, I love her music. This is good. I'm so excited to read this. This was one on last year's list that I never managed to read. I put this in the extra category last year, but I never read it, and I kind of want to. It's Caroline Flack's autobiography, Caroline Flack's Dominus C Cup. I used to really like Caroline Flack when she did like Extra Factor and X Factor and all of that, probably because I'm kind of obsessed with Ollie Murs and so they were friends and therefore I had to know everything about Caroline Flack. But yeah, I don't watch Love Island, so I don't really hear of her much. I mean, I still like see her posts on Instagram and like Twitter every now and again and stuff, but she's not like in my face as much as she used to be. Saying that, I still want to read her book. She doesn't have quite the same detailing as Carrie on her hardback book, which is okay. It's disappointing. Oh, hello. Sorry, I just opened it up and it said, I just read the 2 words Ollie Murs, and so I was excited. Basically, it's kind of like all about her, really. It's an autobiography, of course. What else could it be about? No, but what I mean is that it's about like the X Factor kind of phase and like growing up and stuff. So yeah, I am excited to read Caroline's autobiography. I haven't read an autobiography in ages, so it'd be nice to read one and see if I still like them. This also has pictures in, not as many as Dodie. I mean, I suppose Dodie's is an autobiography, isn't it? This one doesn't have as many pictures as Dodie's, but it has a few pages of what look like embarrassing photos that are quite funny. Look, Ollie's in there. Oh. This one I bought at the end of summer last year when I was getting back into reading a little bit, but then I stopped again. This is Louise Pentland's book. It's Wilde Like Me. I've heard that it's like based off of Louise herself. But yeah, I really like Louise, A Sprinkle of Glitter. I think she's a really nice person and stuff. I was intrigued and wanted to read her book, so I bought this. And if I like this one, I'm totally going to be buying the second one, which she is, I think, currently writing. I mean, she's currently having a baby, really, if we're honest. But she is also writing her second book, so I will be reading that too. I think this is about a person called Robin Wilde, single mum. Oh my god, this is literally Louise and Darcy in a book. Well, that could be interesting to read. Just reading the blurb just makes it sound like about Louise and Darcy quite a lot, so I probably will be envisioning them in the book, even though both of the girls on the cover are both brunette and they are blondes. I think I will still be envisioning both Darcy and Louise when reading this book. But then saying that, I find it easier to read a book when you can like see a person in that role, and maybe I like it because of that reason. A book I don't have but am looking to purchase is Connie, I don't know her last name, Nuderella on YouTube. She's got a book series called Undercover Princess, or I think it's called that. I want to read that book because like the amount of stuff I've heard about it and everyone said it's amazing, so I want to read that book too, but I haven't got that. The Rosewood Chronicles, that's the series, and the first book is called Undercover Princess. Sorry, just had a wave of like remembering what the book is and stuff. Like, from what I've heard, I think it's like a mixture of like Harry Potter, princesses combined. That's what I'm thinking it's like. I'm not saying it's like Harry Potter at all, but I think the genre, from what I've heard, there's like, they're in a boarding school, there's houses, there's, I mean, it's basically any private school really, isn't it? But from what I've heard, like, it's, you know, kind of Harry Potter-y, and then there's like princesses in it as well, obviously. And so yeah, I think it's kind of like a mixture of that, which I honestly do quite like, because I love princesses and all things like that. It's kind of something I really enjoy, being a Disney fan and all that. I mean, got a little Mickey in the back, can't help myself. I think all of these were mentioned in last year's one. Sorry about that, but these next ones I think were mentioned in last year's What I Want to Read in 2017, but I didn't, so I'm going to read them in 2018. So the first one is The Potion Diaries Royal Tour. This is the second book of the series of the Potion Diaries, and I've got to admit I absolutely fell in love with the first one, and I've got that back here. This is the first one. Sorry, my chair's quite squeaky. Yeah, this is the first book, and I read this super quickly. I really like this book. I read this a couple of years ago, and like I said, really enjoyed this. I thought it was really good. And so I bought the second one, but I haven't read it. I don't know why I haven't read it, because I thought this was amazing, and I was so excited when this one came out, and I was like, I gotta read it, because this was so good. I don't really know what this was about, because I haven't read the blurb or anything, but what the original Potion Diaries book was about was a princess poisoning herself with like a love potion because she wanted someone to love her, which is so sad. But she ended up poisoning herself with it rather than giving it to the person that she loved. And so she ended up falling in love with herself, and it was kind of all the people in the village or town or whatever it was trying to find the potion that was gonna like fix her, and so that she wasn't falling in love with herself anymore. And it's basically all about like modern technology, like chemicals and stuff, versus like natural products and everything, and obviously like the natural stuff won. That was what this book's about. This one I think is about after, what happened after. So kind of like the fame of being the person who saved the princess, I guess. I don't really know. But this, I'm excited. I need to read this. I think this is going to be like one of the ones I read quite early on in the year because I'm so excited to read this. Because I just loved the first book. Leaving Berlin by Joseph Kanon was a book that I didn't read last year that I really wanted to. This is a book about the Second World War and about what it was like in Berlin. Someone who is fleeing from Nazi Germany, trying to get away, says he's trying to go to America. Basically just his journey. Like I said at the beginning, I did history at A-level and I really love history. I love books about history. I love books that are based on real life. This, I mean, it's a lot of pages of just writing. It's very different from most of the other books that I read, but I think I'm really going to like this because I love reading books about history, and 371 pages. That's not too bad. It just looks quite big, but then I guess it feels more daunting because the writing is quite small in comparison to the other books I read. I read quite a lot of young adult fiction, I guess. I don't really read like adulty books, even though I am 20. I just prefer young adult fiction. Is that a problem? Saying that, I don't think this is young adult fiction. I got this in like a charity shop type thing or a car boot sale or something like that. And it's Jenny Downham, Before I Die. This, I think, about a 16-year-old girl who is going to die and she's making a list of 10 things she wants to do in the time that she has left. Which sounds quite depressing. I don't know why I've picked this to read because I reckon I'm going to cry reading it. But I've still picked it to read. So we're going to give it a go. Oh no, this has been shortlisted for a children's fiction prize. So maybe this is a young adult book. I'm excited to read this. I think I paid like 20p for it or something stupid like that. Yeah, bargain really. This was totally mentioned in last year because I remember talking about it. Billy and Me by Giovanna Fletcher. Don't know what this is about, but I love the Fletchers. They are my favourite people. When I have children, I'm totally going to read her husband Tom Fletcher's books because I think he's awesome, and like I've read snippets of them and his books are really good too. And I did start reading one of Giovanna's books before, but I never finished it because A-levels happened or something happened. It wasn't this one. I can't remember which one it was. Hang on. I've got it, I think, in here. Yeah, here it is. The One That Got Away. I got partway through and then I stopped reading. Oh, yep, here we go. I got 98 pages in and I stopped reading. So I think I need to start that again. So perhaps both of these books I'm going to put on the list. This one is kind of about 3 people. 2 of those people are getting married. However, is it she is in love with someone else or she is in love with both of them? Maddie is in love with both the best man and the groom, and it's about the decision of which one she goes with. And it looks at I remember it looking back at like their childhood and they were all really close friends, and I did really like this book. I don't know why I never finished reading it, so I guess I've got to put that on my list to read this year and hopefully read the entire thing and not just 98 pages of it. So that one. And then I also want to put on this one I've already shown you, Billy and Me. So it's like uni, travelling the world, working in a local tea shop with her mum, but she meets Billy. It's a love story, another love story. Oh, I love Buzz story. Buzz story? It's because I read Buzz and Buddy from her 2 children. I read the blurb or I read the about Giovanna Fletcher. I love a love story. I'm gonna totally try and read this one this year too. Quite a lot of words really, isn't it? I need to get a move on. Halfway through the first month, I need to get a move on and read more books. So this one is by E. Lockhart, We Were Liars. As you can see, this was part of the Zoella book club a couple of years ago now. And I still haven't read it, but I bought all of them from that book club. I'm not really sure what this is about, but it was a winner of a Goodreads Choice Award, so it must be pretty good. I can't remember what it was about. Ooh, there's pictures. We like books that have got pictures. I feel a bit like Gaston at the moment, you know, saying that, you know, books need to have pictures. It's always nice when a book has pictures, okay? It's got a family tree in there. I'm not saying that I can only read books with pictures in. I'm not saying that. But a book with pictures is always a pleasure, isn't it? I wonder if it's got pictures. Oh, it doesn't have pictures all the way through. I think they're just for reference at the front so you don't get confused. That's good. I always like it when books have like a family tree in it so you know who is who and what's going on and where everything is. It just makes it more realistic. literally the blurb is a few lines. So it's got, we are liars, we are beautiful and privileged, we are cracked and broken, a tale of love and romance, a tale of tragedy. Which are lies, which is truth, you decide. That sounds really interesting. Ooh, I'm liking the sound of that. Okay, that's going on the list, definitely to read. Liking the sound of that one. The last book I'd like to add to the list of 12 that I want to read, even though I think I've already reached 12, but these are 12 physical books that I already own. But the last one of the 12 that I want to read this year is this one, The Sky is Everything. This is from also the Zoella book club from 2016. This is about a teenager who lost their sister, about death, another one about death really, not easy to cope with. And again, I'm probably going to cry reading this one because it's about death and death is very close to me and blah 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 blah. I just really want to read it. Firstly, I know you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but look how stunning is this book cover. It's like a sunset. It's just, oh, it's lovely. I think it's just going to be a good read, and Zoe liked it, so I mean, why wouldn't I like it? Now these books are kind of like bonus books if I get a chance to read them. I doubt I will, but if I do get a chance to read some books, these are the ones that I want to read. All 4 of the Twilight books. Now I've already read these, so it wouldn't be reading something new. It would be reading something that I've already read, but I remember really loving these books. I really like them. I have the white cover with the red spray painted edges, which make your hands go all red annoyingly, but I think they look absolutely stunning. So I've obviously got Twilight. I've got all 4 of them in the same style. It took me forever to find all 4 of them. I prefer these to the black, totally. I just think these look so much nicer. And I refused to read the black ones because I thought they made it look more scary, because I thought it was a scary story because it was about vampires. Shows how naive I was. It's not scary at all. But yeah, so I've got Twilight, New Moon, Eclipse and Breaking Dawn. Like I said, I really love these books and I just kind of want to reread them again. But I would rather read books that I've got brand new and read those first. These are the kind of things that if I finished all the books that I've got in my bookshelf, these will be the 4 that I read. I doubt I will read all 4 of these because look how many pages of writing that is, and there are no pictures in these books. So I doubt I'm going to read all 4 of these, but I would like to, as I really enjoyed the Twilight series. I've only ever read them once. I did try again to start rereading them, but exams and A-levels and GCSEs got in the way, so I never did. But I have all 4 here, ready to read, ready to go. But it's really heavy to hold in one hand. Don't do that, kids. Don't hold all 4 Twilight books in one hand. It's really hard and it really hurts your wrist. Okay, so I'm definitely not going to read all of these books. These are ones that I got given for Christmas that I would also quite like to try and fit in my reading list for this year, or most likely probably next year by the time that I get around to reading all of these books. Anyway, I've got this little history of Walt Disney, which I might actually take that to LA with me because that's quite small and it'll be interesting. Oh, that'd be good. I'll take that on holiday. Screw the other 12 that I already said. I'm going to take this one on holiday with me, as I'm going to Disneyland, California when I go, and yeah, I'm going to read that. Basically, I mean, it says it in the title, it's a brief history of Walt Disney. I'm excited to read that. I did try to start reading it on Christmas Day. I never did finish it. I never really started because there was just a lot going on Christmas Day. I don't know why I even thought about starting to read a book. Yeah, so I am looking forward to reading this. Oh, there's a chapter on Mickey Mouse. How exciting. So yeah, got to throw in a bit of Disney there. We're also throwing in more Disney as another Christmas present was this set of 3 books about 3 Disney fairy tales. So I haven't opened them. I could open them in this video. How about that? Let's get all excited and open. Take the plastic off. I'm a bit nervous to read these books because it's called Disney Twisted Fairy Tales. So basically, there's 3 Disney stories in here and they have a twist that makes them go a little bit wrong, which scares me quite a lot. But this is the little book box set, I guess. Disney Twisted Fairy Tales on the side, and it's got 3 books. It's got A Whole New World, which is based on Aladdin. Look, they're so tightly jam-packed into this box set. Oh, they look like nice books. So, oh, this is the first time I've seen them like this, obviously, but Whole New World, so I'm assuming this is about Aladdin. Oh my god. Literally the first line is, "This isn't the story you already know. This is a story about power, about revolutionaries, about love, and about one moment changing everything." Oh my god. So this is the first one of the three series. Of the three, I mean, sorry. That looks so good. Oh my god. Oh my god, that looks so good. This is so exciting. It's like Christmas all over again. The second one in here is Once Upon a Dream, and it's got a dragon on. Oh, Sleeping Beauty. Yeah, it's about Sleeping Beauty. Oh my god, the tagline is, "What if the Sleeping Beauty never woke up?" Oh my god. All of like my like Disney, what I know about like all the Disney films is gonna change in these, but I want to read them, but I'm so scared. Okay, so I'll read like the top bit of the blurb. When a dragon defeated a slumbering princess in a castle and a prince poised to wake her, a fairy tale ending seems certain. But when the prince falls asleep as his lips touch the fair maidens, it's clear that this fairy tale is far from over. This sounds so good. Oh my god, okay. And the last one is, I think I'm most scared to read this book, As Old as Time, which is obviously Beauty and the Beast. And Beauty and the Beast is my favourite Disney movie. So I'm gonna read the top line again. Can the enchanted rose reveal hidden truths? Could it be that Belle's mother was the one who cursed the beast all those years ago? I have actually heard a theory about that, so I do know about that. Okay, I'm not too worried to read that now, because I have heard a theory that the Enchantress is Belle's mother. It is just a theory. I'm so excited to read all three of these books. I might have to bump these up the list because they look awesome. Yeah, you can get it as a set of three. List $22.99. Didn't realise the price was still on the bottom of the box. This is so exciting. Oh my god, I can't wait to read these. These sound insane. Okay. These are being bumped up the list. Oh my god. Wow. I want to read them right now. Looks so good. Looks so good. Anyway. No, I think that's it for my list of books that I want to read this year. Sorry if this has been such a long video. I literally thought this would be like 10 minutes long. But that is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll catch you soon with another video. Thanks for watching. Bye!